Hi, this is Aquarian Anarchy, and I'm Marcus Pulis. And as you can see, I've got Chad and Nicco with me again today. And today
Do them for me and Nicco this time.
Thanks.
Unfortunately, we can't see Nicco this time. He's having some technical difficulties, but we can kind of see Nicco.
I'm here in spirit.
Yeah. Right, that's right. He's in the spirit world. So this week we have Desarae Lindsey, who I met several years, or I guess it's 2 or so years ago, when she was the manager for Brian Ellison's congressional campaign in the Libertarian Party. And we just kind of, and I had met her a couple times before, but got to really work with her during that. She's also massively involved with the Audacious Caucus, which I'm not officially a member of the Audacious Caucus, but I like them. I think they're fun, and I think fun is a good thing. But the most important thing, I suppose, other than her real life outside of politics, that she has done is she was the campaign manager for Vermin Supreme. And if you don't know who Vermin Supreme is, get the hell out of the rock you are under, because that's a badass dude that would have gotten my vote in a heartbeat. And if anybody pays attention to this broadcast, they'll know that getting my vote is a difficult thing. So yeah. But I want to hand this over to Desarae, because she's got some things that she's working on currently. And we're going to dive in and see what kind of solutions that she has for the Aquarian Anarchy audience, all my anarchs out there. So Desarae, give yourself a quick introduction. Tell people about yourself.
Awesome. And first of all, thanks for having me. This is cool. And I'm getting your internet connection is unstable on my thing, so I hope
you're perfectly stable on our end. So we
okay, good. And stability is a matter of perception, I suppose. But anyway, yeah. So I was Vermin Supreme's campaign manager. That was like the most fun job I've ever had, like ever. That was probably a huge part of the disappointment of the loss. Is like I'd been working with him for so long, and that was like my daily life, and then all of a sudden it's not there anymore. And like, but anyway, that was amazing. But all of us on Team Supreme, Vermin, all of us we still work together every day. And then we actually just launched the Vermin Supreme Institute at the end of July. And that really goes hand in hand with Anarchy, because we're all a bunch of filthy anarchists, and as is Vermin himself. So, and it's really cool. I had our mission statement pulled up that I wanted to read. It's really short, but I love this. It's to the point, and here it is. Our purpose is to inspire social evolution through the disruption of authoritarianism, to promote compassionate activism, and to spread knowledge of redacted history. Through the use of humor, direct action, and mutual aid, we uplift the disaffected, disenfranchised, and disempowered. And that's it. And I think that sums it up.
Yeah, and in that you kind of cover what I appreciate about Vermin is that you can, when you can make somebody laugh, you've gone a hell of a long way. And when you couple that with freedom ideas, there's no stopping that shit. To speak from my own experience with laughter, one of the things that our audience also knows about me is that I have a weird spirituality. I practice voodoo.
What are you talking about?
Your own personal mojo, Doc.
Give me that.
Sure. How do you want it? Broken leg?
Ah!
And I've worked with a lot of occult stuff. And one of my earliest experiences early on was that we had like something, like there was a dark mood, if you will, in our house. And I'm 18 at the time, and a bunch of kids freaking out about bullshit probably. But at the time, I'm all serious, I'm like, we're going to get rid of this evil presence and all this stuff. And I'm burning incense and doing all this craziness. I had a friend, his name was Boner, great guy. And Boner comes, right.
Were you on the growing pains or something?
Well, I'm not one to kiss and tell, Boner, but just between you and me, it was pretty hot.
No. Different guy, but fun guy. So he comes in, right, with a fly swatter. He's like, and he's drunker now. And he's like, there's negative energy. Well, fuck him. Blam, blam.
Oh, wow.
Smacking things. So he started laughing. And of course, the room stopped being dark and stopped having those energies. Whether there is something there or not, laughter is a huge cure for a lot of the bullshit we deal with.
And
Amen
it's
to
a
that.
lot.
So, what with the institute? What is where are you going with that from here? What is your next step and all those kinds of things?
Well, so far we actually have several different initiatives that we've launched as the Vermin Supreme Institute, and we have 3 different departments. Sorry, there are like mosquitoes starting to appear. I'm like freaking out, like anyway. So we have our public works. What's that?
You're not dressed for mosquitoes.
Yeah. Well, I do have a giant citronella candle right here.
There you go.
So they are not long. So we have our public works department, we have our political department, we have our education department, and we have different department heads for each of those. We do have a council. We're a very bottom-up organization. And we kind of did that. We structured it a lot like how they do at rainbow gatherings, because that's where Vermin learned a lot of his learned a lot about anarchy, and learned a lot about how to organize and keep peace in an anarchistic world. Because the rainbow gatherings, it's just a bunch of people hanging out in the woods for a week or whatever. So there's got to be different ways to deal with different situations that might arise.
Mm-hmm.
And that's also where he learned a lot about de-escalation and so on. And that's actually something we will offer down the line, is de-escalation training with Vermin. He's really able to deal with some really tense situations, especially between protesters and police, and able to bring some levity to the situation and make everyone remember that they're human.
Mm-hmm.
So that's a really cool thing. And one of the initiatives that we launched is my baby. It's called Disrupt the Vote. And we recruit, develop, and support candidates all over the ballot. It's a nonpartisan effort. The one requirement really being for us to even consider working with them is that they want to smash the duopoly, disrupt the system. They have to be doing something completely different. And we have half of them right now that we're working with. And we're having a blast with it. We meet bi-weekly, all the candidates do, and the volunteers for Disrupt the Vote. They brainstorm and just get off on each other with all these amazing ideas, and they're so supportive of one another. It's really cool. It's a really cool community that's starting to build. So yeah, I'm really excited about that. We've got a Women in Politics initiative, and under that we actually just met a 13-year-old who is the daughter of a friend of mine, who will be starting to do the youth side of that, and trying to cultivate and encourage the next crop of Princess Leia's. So, and then with Public Works, we've got the Beautiful People Initiative, and that's where they highlight and support people who are doing good works in place of government solutions. So, I'm sure you're all familiar with the Dewlap Nelson thing, where Risa Willis raises money to make backpacks for homeless people. So that's somebody that we're really supportive of, and are looking forward to building some more, building a stronger coalition with, and trying to help bolster her efforts. And I rambled forever.
Though, about the Disrupt the Vote thing. Why would you want to disrupt the vote when this is the most important election of our lifetime? Shit! I had to.
Don't worry. The next one will be too.
I had to do it. Yeah, you're just going to disrupt the next one, not this one, because this one's way too important, right?
I like the last one. 12.
Right. That's why I made that point. Like I've been through 11 of them. You've only been old enough for like a few of them, right? How many have you had, Nicco?
Well, this is my second one, and this is probably the most important one. Hey,
Yeah.
guys.
Your second one where you're
important
the second one where you're old enough to vote. But how many have you lived through? This is like your fifth
Oh.
now or sixth?
Yeah, well, I went through the Bush and Obama era.
Okay, so
And then Bush and Obama.
Well,
era.
you cut your teeth on some pretty damn important ones then.
Yeah.
Jackasses are like the brown people.
Yeah, I gotta find this. This picture now because now y'all are making me think of this. This has to go up on the. I'll put it on the. I'm actually like taking notes, Marcus, for the stuff that we were talking about. I'm gonna put some little photos and everything in here. But yeah, here it is.
Yeah. Exactly.
Oh yeah, that's pretty amazing.
Isn't it though? Like it's uncanny.
Right.
You can't tell where one starts and the other one ends.
That's awesome.
I mean,
look at the
isn't
years.
that the truth though? In
It's
so
Bo
many ways.
Bushma. It's Bo Bushma. I don't know. Anyway, it's insane.
So yeah, I like the disrupt the vote energy. I don't know how busy she is, but have you thought about reaching out to Cynthia McKinney? She became an anarchist on stage with Adam Kokesh at Anarchapulco like 2 years ago.
Yeah, it's 2018.
And she was the Green Party candidate for president of the United States in 2008. And she might be open to helping y'all out with the initiative.
Really cool.
I have her contact information. So
Pretty awesome. I've seen her speak before. She's legit.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, she ain't playing. But she's
You don't get run out of Congress for nothing.
right.
Right?
You know what I mean? Like, you can only tell Donald Rumsfeld so much about the trillions of dollars that went missing without getting the shit run out of you out of Congress.
Right?
So what's it like working for Vermin Supreme? Tell us about it.
Oh, y'all. It's so much fun. I mean, he's not always on, right? You know, like, but he like, it's not just Vermin. Like, there's this whole like kind of culture that just naturally started to happen when with all of us that started working on his campaign. And like, I mean, we really love each other. You know, like Team Supreme is like, it's a thing. It's not just about one election cycle. We really love each other. It's so amazing. Working with Vermin is great. He's so smart. One of the candidates we were working with Disrupt the Vote was in a debate at the beginning of this month, and his primary was the 8th, and unfortunately he lost. Go figure. But you know, Vermin got on the initial call with him on Zoom to talk about what to expect for the debate, then wrote down some notes and came to the meeting like with notes, like, and was giving this guy advice and had read his open and made some edits, like really involved. It's really, really inspiring. And he's loving this. He's loving this. And this kid is like, I don't know, 26, 27. Like, he's really young. And Vermin is like loving that, like loving seeing the young people start to get politically active and involved.
Right.
Well, we got it. The thing is, one of the things that I kind of got all my panties in a wad this morning about is like Superman, like Sci-Fi put out a like top 5. It was on Facebook. Top 5 Superman designs that you can buy on a T-shirt, and one of them was a hammer and sickle. And I'm like, okay, now listen. The hammer and sickle represents the Soviet Union, and the people are like, well, but it's the red sun.
Red Sun. It's the Red Sun Superman.
Right, and all that. And I get it. I get that it was popular. That doesn't matter. It represents what Stalin was pushing. So,
well, it's kind of. Are you familiar with that storyline though? Like it's kind of the man in the
evil
high,
Superman, right?
Yeah, it's the man in the high castle version of like if Superman had existed.
For sure.
But look,
he was bad. He was evil, but like people still like connected with it. So it wasn't like
game though. It's like everything in our life is symbolic. So
yeah,
I mean,
for sure.
yeah,
for sure. Yeah.
it could be, you know, the little comic version, but at the end of the day, you know,
Socialism.
It's getting that symbol out there. No, I'm with you, and I'm with Marcus on this. I just
And
wanted
I'm
to
not
like
talking about
give
libertarian
some context to it.
socialism. I'm talking about grinding tanks.
A hammer and a sickle.
Right, right. And so, but so my point of bringing it up isn't to talk about that shit again. It was right was because I've talked about it all goddamn day. But to point out that right now the statists have the youth. They just do. They've got them indoctrinated.
I don't agree with you.
They have some. It's
what I'm trying to say is they have gotten at least the people that are turning 18 and 20 right now. And what Vermin offers is another way to get them out of that bullshit and get them supporting freedom. And so I love.
I'll give you that. So like in the sense that Biden represents kind of like the frying pan into the fire. Like, don't vote for Trump. Vote for the guy who is bragging about having his name on every crime bill since 1976 and is like, I mean, anyway, co-signed all the wars and the Patriot Act and everything. Like all these things. Like it's great to have actually like an alternative voice out there that's appealing to the youth. That's saying no, neither of them. Like neither of them. Listen to this and offering an alternative that's not just no, don't vote for Biden, vote for Trump, or no, don't vote for Trump, vote for Biden. Like it's a false choice of the lesser of two evils, and I don't even know that you can make an argument for which one's the lesser. Like it's
I agree with
you know what I mean? So having that alternative reaching the youth in that way, and I think it's really important. It's especially important the humor and the compassion. It's not just a message that needs to get out. It's about how do you deliver that message, and that's really, really important. When there's a book that I read, and I read Marcus and Nicco some of it a few months back. It's called Interior Freedom, and it talks about just like when you're trying to mentor someone, or like as a parent for me, or anyone who has kids. But anyway, like I see it as a way of like the message in it is that it's not just about whether or not you're saying the right thing. It's about how you say it.
Yes.
How you're delivering that message, because it doesn't do you any good. Ultimately, what we're trying to do is, if you're trying to achieve an objective, the question you need to ask yourself is not, can you check the box and says, I said the thing that I think needs to be said to achieve the objective, but then we still didn't achieve the objective. I did my job. No, you didn't. Because the point is, you need to think about how you message this stuff so that it comes across in a way that actually persuades people, that actually hits the mark, so that people actually
they're not just closing their mind automatically.
Exactly.
Yeah. I think Vermin is really good at that, and I've seen it in action. It was crazy, y'all. Let me tell you this: when we went to New Hampshire for the primary shenanigans, like for that week leading up to their primary, it is a circus there. It is. I've never seen anything like it. It was cold, and I hated that, but I'm so glad I went because it was really interesting. But so we went to this Bernie event, and that's filled with a bunch of young people, right? And AOC was a speaker there. The Strokes were playing that night. It was like, wow. It was legit, and it was in a pretty big venue. We walk in with Vermin, and while we're doing this, we try to have 2-3 people like kind of shooting video and getting pictures all at the same time, because you just never know when you're going to miss a moment with Vermin. Mm-hmm. You just don't. They just happen all the time. But I was so floored. I've never seen anything like this. And I've known people who are rock stars, okay? But this is insane. These kids, they'd see him walk by, they would run out of their seats and just go, and they're crowding him for selfies. He barely made it I don't know that he made it around the entire building before we got kicked out. And we only got kicked out because the event was over and they were telling everyone to go home. But even then, there were like 3-4 selfie lines going. There were people on our team that were just like, all right, hand me your phone. Okay, next, hand me your phone. And, you know, it was like just several different lines. It was,
Wow.
I have goosebumps thinking about this. And then when we were outside, same thing. And then even the cops want to go up and get pictures with him. Like, what? It's so funny. I've just never seen anything like that, and they love him. And it's great because when AOC was speaking at that event, he just went and sat behind her, and so you could see her or see him behind her, and it's pretty obvious who he is. And he just sat like in the walkway or whatever, like just kind of for a minute, just kind of like feeling things out and looking around. That shit went viral on Twitter. Like, I didn't even know that was happening because I just didn't have the time to like keep up with our social media. So like, you know, my husband's like calling me while I'm there, and he's telling me, like, he's like, this thing's blowing up. Like, these kids are digging this. Like, it was really cool. It was something else, and I really loved experiencing it. I've experienced it everywhere I have gone with Vermin, but just on that scale was really, really cool. I do have a really important question, though, about something that Marcus said earlier. What kind of panties were you wearing that got in a wad?
They're boxers. They were just boxers.
Boxer panties?
Yes, they're boxer panties. They make you look
It's a new thing.
And
It's a new fad. It's
Y'all
a new
need to
fad
market
he's picking
that.
up.
Boxer
Oh,
panties.
Jesus. Man.
It's like a Speedo.
polka dots. They look nice.
Folks, look for your
on. It makes things just fancy.
look for your boxer panties on the merch store coming
Yeah.
soon.
Coming to you soon. Coming to you
Gotta do
soon.
it.
Right.
The polka dots have to be like just Marcus's face.
Right
Like,
under the face diaper. Yeah, you can have boxers with Marcus's face on them, or you could have a mask with a diaper on it. Take your pick.
Yeah.
I would like to.
And if you take a selfie with both of them on at the same time, we will have you on the show.
You were saying, Nicco?
I would like to add on to how it's how the statement is presented, and the easiest and the most poignant example I can give you, if that's the proper word, is my grandmother. My grandmother is super duper old school. So my little brothers would mess up something, and then all of a sudden she'd be, go clean it up. And I'm like, whoa. So my aunt would come in and she would tell her, hey, you have to understand, you are coming from a good place, but it's about the message. And so the kids would always like try and shy away because my grandmother's a snapper. You can't defy that or argue that. So how she comes is she comes with nothing but good heart and good nature, but it's all about, the presentation. So yeah, no, that was it.
That's true though, because people will shut down if you come at them, and and they'll have their guard up, so then they just won't hear what you're saying. And when it comes to politics, we've all experienced that ourselves, and seen it in others where people are just coming at you, and nobody wants to be talked to that way. And it's not just disrespectful; it's just ineffective.
Yeah, it causes them to make assumptions about you too.
Yeah, no, my family most definitely has done that recently. So I'm gonna make it short. I went to Homage Touré. If anybody or if you're a part of this show, you should most likely know who that man is. But he was having a speech out in Chicago. It was the Walk Away one. I was like, oh, okay, cool. I mean, I didn't do too much of my research because I just thought it was going to be a simple speech. It turned out to be a Trump rally. While saying this, I've never been to a Trump rally, and I'm also Black, so my family don't really rock with that. So I told my dad about it, and we had a discussion. And I was getting fired up. I most definitely hit Chad up afterwards because it's like, I'm trying to like fight my dad on this, but the thing is, and I also told my homies this. My friend is getting threatened to get kicked out because he said he doesn't want to vote. Like he knows what's up with the two evils. Like there's no point in like voting for, your damnation. He sees it. So his people were like, yeah, no, if you don't vote, you out. So I told him, hey, you know, instead of telling people, yeah. So if you, I told him, I was like, here, bro, go vote, but don't vote for a president. Vote for your in-house, see who's in your district, in your municipality, and vote for them. Vote for your community before you vote for a fucking pedophile.
Or right in Vermin Supreme.
Yeah,
right. Or right in Vermin, or
yeah,
or yourself.
Yourself. Yeah.
When I was
there you go.
Which, to be clear, I'm not voting. Fuck all that. I'm not voting. You know, and our Libertarian friends can get mad as fuck at me. I don't care, because Jo Jorgensen hasn't proven to me that she is different enough to fucking get my vote. So I'm not voting.
What about Spike Cohen?
It's the most important election of the year.
Cohen. I like him, and if he were the fucking presidential candidate, I'd vote for him. But I'm not voting for Jo Jorgensen. I know fucking Joe Houtman, and all I gotta say is fuck Joe Houtman. That dude can suck on my left testicle. He can fuck off. Ooh. When he told me he'd rather vote for Hillary Clinton than fucking Adam Kokesh, he can suck my fucking nuts. And that's the end of that.
Wait. We've already gone from just the left testicle to both of them now.
Right.
So yeah, no, one's not getting any special treatment. Come on now, you got to pick a side.
Yeah.
And Nicco pointed out, this is the most important election of our lifetime.
Yeah.
Come on now.
That's right.
Yeah. So I don't give a fuck. My you know, one of the things, frankly, Desarae, that resonated with me right after the whole election thing, because I'll tell you what the Libertarian Party has done to Vermin and I'm sorry if this puts you in a bad place. It is what it is. This is what it means to be on some shit with me. But what they've done to Vermin.
You can just pretend like you have a bad connection, Desarae, if you I didn't hear anything that he said. I don't know what you're talking about.
What they did to Vermin, what they did to Dan Behrman, and what they did to Adam Kokesh is beyond reproach, because the motherfuckers were shitty to them. And, you know, I get not voting for them. I understand that. I understand when it is important to you to look a particular way or to have this or that ideology. I get it. I have an ideology. But to shit on them when they are bringing people lock, stock, and barrel to this fucking party, that is bullshit. And when you said right after the election, that when people were like, okay, we got to go for Joe, and you were like, I need a minute. I needed a longer minute, and I'm not gonna, and I haven't been convinced yet. Again, we're at Spike. I'm there. I could vote for Spike because I don't fucking vote for masters, and Spike wouldn't be a master. And I have not been convinced. Now, I will grant you that there is some time left. And maybe Joe can convince me. First thing she could do is fire Joe Houtman. He can go fuck himself. And there's number one.
Does he have to do that while he's sucking on both of your testicles? Or,
No, I do not. He told me he's gonna run anarchists like me out of the party so he could suck my ass.
Wow, everything.
Damn,
he's just having a full party on you.
He's sucking on everything all at one time.
Yeah,
while your panties are in a wad,
right.
Like this is turning into a really
he's
explicit
a really
NC-17.
He's a really talented man. I can see why you like him so much, Marcus.
It's the Tuesday special.
That's right. Did I mention I'm an anarchist? I don't know if anybody caught on to that.
Oh, shit.
I didn't live in the same state as Joe or Joe Houtman. Like, I don't know. I've always found him kind of. I like the guy, but like I understand why, you know. Not everybody has to like who I like, and I also like I said, I don't live in the same state. So.
Well, part of what's going on, just to give you, I'm re-energized by fuck these people.
What? Whoa.
Yeah, I'm re-energized by fuck these people because I found out yesterday. I got a call. I volunteered for the only purpose of putting Libertarian on the ballot in my county. I volunteered to run for coroner because I have a degree in funeral service. So I volunteered to do that. Well, my local chair, and I'm going to neglect to mention her name, but my local chair, who is one of the little fucking piss ants that is underneath Joe Houtman, volunteered to take my paperwork because I don't live in the county seat. into work. I got called yesterday, the day after I could get on the ballot ended. I got called yesterday to tell me that I was not going to be on the ballot. Number two.
What? Wow.
I had to fight and fight and fight, and the only to become a delegate, because they kept opposing me over and over and over again and trying to throw me out of the damn party here in Indiana.
Like a national delegate?
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. No, a local, a Indiana delegate.
Indiana delegate to national though.
Right. So and I did wind up a elected delegate from Indiana, so the only reason that happened is because Evan McMahon went to bat for me. So I have bunch of respect for that dude.
Yeah, he's awesome.
Yeah.
So
that is the only reason. So anyway, sorry.
Are you saying that she volunteered to take your paperwork and then didn't turn it in?
Well, it didn't make it in.
How'd that work?
Yeah.
Like, do we gotta wait like for like a 10-day May period or something?
So note to self.
Right. Take it in yourself.
Take it in yourself. Definitely don't give it to someone who
but when somebody
isn't your enemy.
When somebody says they're going to do something, you usually think they're going to, and especially with a common goal. You know,
how many presidents say that they were going to do something for us but never did it?
I'm one of these. Yeah, but I'm not even talking about them because I kind of expect that shit. I'm one of these people who came to the Libertarian Party and the whole mindset and everything, and became like instantly aware of like, wait a second. So my whole life I've been being lied to, and there are agents who have been undermining what I thought were things that were supposed to be done a certain way, and they're doing the exact opposite. So like I come at everything with like I don't trust Marcus. Fuck Marcus. Marcus is trying.
Wait, the black kid? What about him?
Yeah, no, that guy right there.
Is it both of his testicles and his ass?
So no. But so like so for real though, like I have like this like my trust takes a long time to earn. And so like like for me, if like somebody even like I'm heavily involved in the Louisiana LP, and I'd still be like, or LP Louisiana, because they get mad if you say it wrong. Texas,
we do in Texas too, yeah.
Like, it's LP Texas.
It's like a baseball team.
Yeah, right. The Washington football
it is
team.
about branding though.
No, it is. I know. I'm making it, but no. So like, I know a lot of these people, and I feel pretty good about them. But I'd be like, man, I don't know. Are they going to turn my shit in, or like, because do they know that I worked for Adam, and then they're going to be like, no, let me just not. Oh, damn, man, I forgot. Whoops.
Yeah.
You know, and then you're like, then it puts you in this really shitty position because you're like, okay, I kind of want to like be pissed off at you, but if I say something about it, then they're going to shit on me, blackball me, and make me sound like an asshole because I've seen all this stuff happen. Like we saw a lot of it play out in National. I was at National in Orlando, and I watched the online portion of the convention be challenged for this express purpose of saving us the trouble of getting sued for not following our bylaws. So we unseated all the delegates and then brought them back in. And that was the whole purpose. We spent an entire day doing this shit because everybody else wanted to get their panties in a wad about saying that we were going to try to disenfranchise them. No, idiots. That's exactly the opposite of what we're trying to do. We're trying to do what got accomplished, what is it, yesterday, where we got on all 50 ballots, on the ballots in all 50 states. We're trying to make sure that we don't have, and we're trying to make sure that we don't have 3 or 4 states sue us for getting kicked off the ballot because we didn't do our convention shit right according to our bylaws. So anyway, I start to get a little sideways, fancy, I guess, when that sort of stuff gets brought up and happens, because it's not atypical that some fuckery happens, you know. So I guess,
fuckery always happens. It is politics. Exactly.
So let me, if I can, I want to try to bring this to a little bit more of a positive vibe here. We have been on a little rant. Thanks to the angry elf in the top corner of the broadcast. So I'm gonna tell a tiny little story to ask you a question. When we were in New Orleans doing the book bomb, when we dropped freedom in every residential mailbox in New Orleans. The book Freedom. We couldn't actually give everybody freedom. We wanted to, but there's other people in charge down there. No, but we delivered the books, and when we were doing it, we were actually out doing some like canvassing and like promoting it and stuff like that. And so we were putting up flyers and handing stuff out and everything. And someone came up to one of our people and said, "That's bullshit. This is total bullshit. Give me the book. I'll open it up and I'll read and I'll tell you right off the bat. Pull any page and I'll tell you that it's bullshit." And so he opens up. We had this on video. It's on YouTube. So he pulls it up. He starts reading. And he starts reading about war and about how they often use war as a way to take your rights away and all this kind of stuff, and how it's the power. War is the health of the state and all this stuff. And he goes, "Okay, I totally agree. You want to go get a drink?" so it goes like that. So I tell that story. I tried to tell it as quickly as I could. It's a great story. It's really a great moment to watch unfold in real time. It's really awesome.
I bet.
It's really cool. I love that.
But
Side note, Mark, what was his name?
Mark Padilla. Mark Padilla.
That was Mark Padilla. I know him.
Yeah. Mark Padilla was the one who was doing the evangelization, so to speak. So my question is, I want you to tell me your favorite story, your favorite Vermin story like that, where someone was like trying to be hostile, and then you saw, or anything close to that, maybe not hostile, but something similar, where like you saw Vermin kind of flip the script and have a loving moment like that. I know there's probably like a catalog, but
there is, yeah. That's the thing. Is like, whoa. That was a cool story, by the way.
Yeah.
Yeah, and when the book came out, actually, I remember my husband listened to the audio version in the car when he was working, because he used to drive a lot for work, and he was like, "It's pretty legit," and like downloaded it, and then we have some paper copies here. Whoa. My God, I thought stuff like that happened all the time. and
Which one's your favorite? Which one's your favorite?
I don't know.
I guess it's like having a favorite child or something. You can't do it. You can't bring yourself.
Yes, there is.
Well, I only have one child, so it is
well,
easy.
that's easy for you.
Yeah.
I got 3.
I have 5 pets, though, so you know.
I know you have a favorite pet. Come on now.
No, I don't.
See, that's how it
yeah.
goes down.
They're all my favorite for different reasons.
True.
As far as Vermin stuff, it's crazy because when we were running, I mean, we dealt with the general public quite a bit, and so like, you know, I got these like stories, and like, you know, I got the phone calls and the emails and all of that, and heard all the stories and saw things in person. And then, you know, but in the Libertarian Party, I saw so many people just treat him horribly, you know, like y'all mentioned earlier, you know, and oh boy, yeah, I have some stories about. Sorry. I can't.
We're trying to be positive, Desarae.
Yes. Okay. You're right. We're being positive. I saw that happen.
She's like,
a lot.
I'm positive. There's some terrible stories I can tell you.
Yeah. Well, there kind of is one, which is funny, but it speaks to his character. I don't remember which convention he was at, but he was at a Libertarian Party state convention, and somebody who was handicapped fell out of their seat or something like that, and he helped them up. But they were yelling at him while this happened. He helped them up, and then like as that happened, they just kept yelling at him, and he just took it, and you know, it was gracious. Like he just helped them, and then you know, and then he said thank you for the feedback, and went about his day and so on. And he's very much that person. Like I really feel like, I mean, yeah, we did make it to the final round of voting, and we came in 3rd. I feel like we had a legitimate shot at winning if the virus hadn't happened, because I saw that happen so much, where Vermin would show up to these conventions, and there were people who were haters or thought that he was trolling us, or thought that the boot was a negative, dang it, what's that word? Visual. That's not the word though, but
yeah.
Image, something. But and then they would talk to him and be like, "Oh, I get it. Like I'm in on the joke now. I get it." And I think he just said he'd be right back. That.
Yeah, I gotta jump away for just a second. Sorry, y'all go ahead.
Okay, so yeah, and I experienced, Vermin, like not like I wasn't involved with the campaign and stuff, but
Yeah, but you're
seeing
friends with a lot of us who were on the campaign, so there's that.
Sure.
Yeah.
For sure. Vermin was always in my running. Like in my mind, I had Adam and Vermin on a sign. Like for me, I didn't give a flying fuck who was at the top of the ticket. That's who I wanted for a long goddamn time. And then, to be honest, Dan Behrman just rose like a skyrocket, and I was like, okay, this dude's cool too. And
I love Dan.
yeah, and so for me, I think that, here's a little secret you might not have known that I don't give a fuck about anymore. But you remember this would be like November-ish. This like group of people started doing polling in the LP. Do you know about that? Do you remember they were calling around asking a bunch of, it was the first run of polling that went through. Well, I was involved with, I'm not going to call out anybody else that was involved with that, but
I know somebody who was, because he called me and I knew his voice because he's a friend of mine, and I'm like,
yeah,
I said, is this so-and-so? And he's like,
Shit.
shut up and answer the question.
That was involved too.
Right.
I was involved too.
Yeah, so I didn't want to call Chad out, but Chad was, yeah, I know who else was, who called you, frankly.
Yeah.
But when we were doing that, what it taught me, what I learned is what the supporters of everybody was like. What I learned was like when I'd get a Vermin person, they'd laugh with me and talk and just shoot the shit with me. When I'd get a Kokesh person, they wanted to talk about philosophy and they wanted to talk about how we're gonna take this shit down and that kind of thing. When I get let's say
Hornburger.
Hornburger
person.
A Hornburger person, they had a cork in their ass this fucking big. And they were well, I'm sorry, they did. They had a
Marcus is the anal retentive
I know, it's all about
on this show.
That's like the theme of tonight.
Shooting shots.
Everything
tonight.
is about sticking shit up people's asses or like
Yeah.
sucking on
If
stuff.
y'all don't sell Marcus panty boxers,
No shit,
I'm gonna
right?
be so disappointed.
Like we've got
in
to.
y'all. Like,
We're just plugging away at all this. That's all I gotta say.
Hey, let it all out, Marcus. Don't leave it all on the field.
Leave it all in the field.
Leave it all on the
Oh shit.
But I got a feel for all the people, and just so that we know, it is 8:56 right now Eastern time, and so we did get a little bit of a late start, so we've got about 10 minutes left. But I did get a feel for what the supporters were like, and I agree with Adam almost entirely when it comes to philosophy. Part of how he got me was I went, okay, this is the same shit that I've been talking about forever. And so that's how he got me. But my heart is very Vermin Supreme. I like to laugh. I like to poke people in the eye with my thumb. I like to do that kind of thing.
That violates the nap, by the way.
No. Chad, you're focused on the wrong thing here. Is it really with his thumb?
Well, that's true. It's like that old Gomer Pyle joke. It's like, that ain't my finger either.
So yeah, I really enjoy it. And by the way, Desarae, have you figured out now why I'm like, yeah, I think I might hang out with the audacious guy? Have you figured that shit out yet?
It's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun. Not gonna lie.
Campaign, I had to be nice, and I had to be, on business because I had business to do. But yeah, I really enjoy what you guys built within the Libertarian Party, and I hope and pray that Vermin and the rest of your team come back. And whether or not
come back, we didn't go away.
Right, I know. But what I'm saying is, run again.
I gotcha. Yeah. Oh, that will most likely happen. right now we're talking about a 2022 governor run, and
we here for that. We're here for that.
it'll be really interesting because at first in Massachusetts, his state party was kind of rejecting him because, like a lot of libertarians, they were afraid he was here to troll us, like he did to the Republicans and Democrats. But he's not. Like, he was doing like God's work, doing that sort of thing. So he's actually won a lot of people over there, but there are some pretty bad actors in the Massachusetts party as well. I'm not saying like the leadership or anything. Like, I don't really know all that much about their leadership, but just some pretty shitty people, just like, every other state in this party, and and so on. Like, and we want to make these people uncomfortable because we're not authoritarian. We're not, we're not spewing hate or bigotry or any of the freedom for me but not for thee things, and we've got to make those people feel way more uncomfortable. And that's which is also a mission of the Audacious Caucus. And sometimes somebody's got to fall on their sword, and that's what the Audacious Caucus does, because other people might not be willing or able to do so. We all wear a lot of hats, but I don't know. Anyway, I'm rambling, but I'm really excited at the prospect of a governor run in 2022. Yeah. And we meet for the Vermin Supreme Institute every Monday night. And last night it wound up turning into kind of a, like, after we finished the council business, because remember, we're the council on the VSI, we wound up moving on to like just shooting the shit and plotting shenanigans for a governor race. And we have a really good running mate in mind, because you have to have a running mate in Massachusetts to run for lieutenant governor. Like, some states require that. Here in Texas, it's separate, but we have a really good running mate in mind, and I don't know if she wants me to rat her out, but you know what, I'm gonna, because I think she'll forgive me. So we are looking at Ashley Shade being his running mate.
Cool.
And they already work so well together. Like, if y'all go to inonthejoke.net, she led the policy team that put together that policy that was the serious policy that was for Vermin's presidential race. Because, like, a lot of libertarians are cerebral and kind of nerdy, right? Like, we like to read books and get into philosophical discussions and so on.
Speak for yourself, nerd.
What?
No.
Speak for yourself, nerd.
That's life. Screw Chad. That's life.
Right, for sure.
I'm a nerd. I can't lie. I can't lie. I'm one too.
I think we're all guilty. So, but a lot
One
of
of
them
the cool
want to
kids
know,
table.
what would you seriously present to the public? So, and that is that was the serious policy that we came up with, on the joke.net. And like, I'm never taking that site down. Like, I just love the work that was done. It's really good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and again, you guys really did bring something that the Libertarian Party needed beyond all the the theater that is Vermin Supreme. Beyond all that, the Libertarian Party takes itself too goddamn seriously a lot, and it was something that we needed. And and there, of the candidates that I really adore, like Vermin and like Dan and like Adam, one of the things that I found is that they brought something to the conversation. You can dislike, I understand people not liking Vermin. I do. I get it. If they take it seriously and everything needs to be this, how we look, wearing a tie and doing all that bullshit, I get why they don't like him. Yeah.
Fuck that shit.
I'm with you, obviously, but I understand it. If
Sure, yeah, absolutely.
If you're married to the idea of of having a centralized government, then Adam Kokesh isn't going to be your guy. I get all that.
Neither are Dan or Vermin. So
right,
yeah.
Exactly. So I understand people disliking them, and that's why we have a variety of candidates. But Vermin in particular brought so much, and it's obvious, and so many people. I watched, I screamed. Trust me, in my own campaign, I screamed. We need to start paying attention to Vermin. We need to start making ovations to Vermin. We need to start reaching out. We need to start, because I was like, I'm seeing this with Vermin's campaign.
Yeah.
I'm seeing it skyrocket. And I kept being told, oh, they're just joking. They're just joking.
Well,
and I was like, I don't think they're joking.
Yeah, but well, okay, so regardless of whether they are or not, like just what I have noticed, so like I'll fill you in a little bit on Desarae on how I got to know Nicco. We talked about how he got on the show and everything, but we know each other through a mutual friend who we follow, who we got to know through following on Twitter and other YouTube and everything. Hotep Jesus, he's a brilliant marketer, like really good.
I know who you're talking about. Yeah,
viral marketing and all this kind of stuff. Did the Starbucks reparations stunt.
Grift. Go ahead and say grift.
Did all this. but what I recognized with Vermin is that there was a massive opportunity that was captured by him and by you guys, and was missed by the LP, because I was one of those people who I actually disagreed with a lot of people who I consider really close friends and really smart and strategically, sound and intelligent people, who said that it would have been terrible for the party if he had won. And I was like, no, actually, to me, if he were the nominee this year under these circumstances,
yes,
I don't know, and I love Adam. Like, don't get me wrong. Like, I'd go through a wall for Adam.
Oh yeah.
But I don't know who would be the better candidate to juxtapose against this insanity that we have going on right now than a man with a boot on his head who says that he would go back in a time machine and kill baby COVID. because this is what like it, at some point somebody has to say, yeah, look, when we're going back and forth between hydroxychloroquine works, hydroxychloroquine will get you deleted off of YouTube, hydroxychloroquine works again, now Fauci's like talking about vitamin C and vitamin D, like, yeah, motherfucker, we've been talking about that.
Oh, you've been
smart people have been saying that for decades. Like, welcome.
Right.
And then and about T cells now too. Oh wow, that's interesting. Like, some people have a better immunity to this shit than others. No shit, you don't say. Like, there's so many different things where it's like we are being led by kabuki theater controlled maniacs, and we had someone who's willing to be like, hey, guess what? Since we're doing kabuki theater, I'm great at this. And I'm not trying to control you.
Let me pull the curtain back and show you what it really is.
Exactly.
Yeah.
We needed a comedian because I really think, like, if you look at some of the best social commentary and some of the best, bringing people together and finding like a common ground on a lot of different things and making people laugh at and even maybe consider ideas that they never thought were good ideas before, it's through comedians. It's through comedy. It's been that way for a long time. George Carlin.
I knew you were going to say that. Because
Pryor. You go through all the and Dave Chappelle is like a modern day one of those guys. Like, there's a certain element of like breaking stuff down, and then also if they're like smart enough to not, like Carlin's thing about like you tell me that I don't get to complain if I didn't vote. Like, no, motherfucker, it's your fault. I get to complain because you voted for this shit. Like it's actually quite the opposite. And so like that sort of stuff actually, I think it would have been a home run in this.
I agree.
This landscape. And
that's why we
probably would have gotten 10, 15 million, maybe even more votes.
Oh yeah, I think so too. And like, yeah, I mean, and that's why we asked him to run. Like, he was about to retire.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he and his wife his wife hates being cold, and they live in Massachusetts, and she's just the cutest, sweetest thing, and like, she just wants to live somewhere where she's not freezing her ass off, So anyway, they bought this itty bitty little plot of land in Hawaii, like itty bitty, like a quarter of an acre or something. They were just gonna throw a
right.
yurt. Yeah, exactly. Though she doesn't care. They were just gonna throw a yurt on there, and it like I had asked Vermin to run and I'd asked him like, can we run a serious campaign? You know, he had joined the party in 2016, and I asked him, you know, probably like summer 2018. And he was like, I'll have to think about that, you know, because they were about to retire. And his wife has been so supportive and so patient and just wants to stop being cold. So anyway, right after I asked him that like there was a volcanic eruption that actually affected their property. So that kind of really sucks, obviously, for anybody that was affected by that.
Yeah.
But it was also kind of like a sign, I think. And so Vermin
said, "Run, Vermin, run!"
And he was like, all right, fuck it, let's do this, you know. And it took him a little while to kind of get used to how, you know, being out of character and, you know, like letting his guard down, because he had done that for so long. And that's just what he was used to doing. But when he did it, oh boy, did he. Like, I'm really proud of him. I watched the evolution of it. It was really, really special and interesting. And he's such a passionate and compassionate man, and just so smart. I mean, people don't really realize how intelligent he is, but obviously he is, or the satire wouldn't translate into anything. It was really cool. I agree with you that it was a missed opportunity. We, you know, like I said earlier, we dealt with the general public a lot. We dealt with the media a lot, like them reaching out to us. The media loved him. And everyone kept saying like, oh, they're just gonna paint him into this thing to make us look like a joke. And I'm like, no, wait. I wish I could have just taken a video, and I said this like throughout the campaign, of my inbox. Like, you know, all the emails that came in from volunteers and fans, and especially the young crowd, and then the media. And when I was in New Hampshire with him, dang it, who is it that usually? Oh, C-SPAN.
Oh yeah.
They usually cover our.
I was thinking of a candidate. I was like, I don't know.
No, yeah, well, we had a lot of those, but a lot of those that we interacted with. But
yeah.
Anyway, yeah. So there was a guy from C-SPAN, and I was like, "Hey, were you one of the people covering our national convention in 2016?" And he said, "Yes." And I said, "What did you think of the guy stripping on stage?" And he was like, "Thought it was great. You know, y'all need to do more stuff like that to get attention and get, you know, just show people that you're different." And, you know, so I said, what would you think if Vermin was our nominee? And he just launched into this whole, like, this is exactly what you guys need, and here's this, and this, like, these are the reasons why it'll be really effective. And I was like, can I get you on video saying that? And he said, well, no, because I'm media, so I have to, you know, I can't show bias. Yeah, exactly. But I did get him on video saying, I don't even remember, it's on our Dropbox somewhere. It's like, you know, for the future movie that we're probably going to eventually put together. But
so to wrap up, I agree that you know, I still have dreams of a Vermin, or, you know, a Freedom Supreme or something like that. Fucking
he will never be second fiddle to anyone. Sorry.
Oh, I know. Adam's already dictated that he will. So he's already said.
Well, and he was one of the first people that Vermin wanted to ask, because he loves his civil disobedience. But Adam did piss off a lot of the Vermin fans with the straight pride speech and all that stuff. And then saying Augustus Invictus is a good guy, like, oh wow. But like, that was just, that wasn't smart. I know what he meant to say. But
did you either read or watch the speech I did.
Actually, yeah, it was the day of, like, I don't remember what, we had a bunch of people over here for whatever, like we were having a party of some sort. My husband had it stage
because he was calling their kid out. I have
my husband was watching it, and he was like, this is actually like pretty legit.
Yeah. He was
And
not.
they got maced together too.
Yeah.
So there's that.
I mean, I helped him write a couple of things. Like I threw in a few things in there. I don't remember what it was. Something about like something about how like them getting screwed all the time by the government, and that, like, this is why are they so concerned about what other people. Anyway, it was one of those kind of things. Like,
And all of y'all are wrong, but
Right,
all of y'all are right. Here's why.
Right.
It was a good speech. It was a really good speech.
It was well done. The only thing was, when you don't have complete control over your platform to give it, then because he ended up having to like because there's a bunch of stuff that got left out. He like fast forwarded through to like some other stuff when they started cutting his mic and taking it away and all that stuff. And it just, so when you don't have control over the platform, then you make it to where if the punchline is at the end, and they cut you off before you get to it, you just sound like, and even then it was still, like you said, it was as you see him go through it, you're like, oh wait, he's like, this is a Trojan horse, so.
And for when at the beginning of the speech, when he says, somebody on my team said y'all weren't gonna let me finish, that was me. I predicted that shit. And so, but either way, I don't know what Adam's gonna do in the future. But Desarae, do you know? Vermin called me the last night of the convention when it was coming down to the wire. Adam had been
the online convention. Yeah.
Right. Do you know what I asked Vermin? I made him give me a promise. Do you know what that promise was?
I don't remember, but I do remember that happened.
Yeah. I told him, I need you to promise me that you're going to throw glitter at Donald Trump. I need glitter all the fuck over him.
That's right. I thought it was the boot. Yeah, that's right.
Glitter on Donald Trump. I'm not doing it. So, and he promised me he would. So I expect that if Vermin runs in 2024, because a promise is a promise, if he runs in 2024, he needs to find Donald Trump during this shit and throw some goddamn glitter at that son of a bitch and get that shit done. I really appreciate.
He'd love that.
It's going to be Candace Owens against AOC. And then Vermin's going to have to try to win the youth vote with that. I think it's very doable.
She will be old enough next cycle.
I think it's very
AOC,
doable. Yeah.
So
I actually like her. Y'all know why?
Ooh, why? I'm here for it.
Because she is the first congressperson to try to legalize psychedelics. And that tells me she probably uses them.
Mm-hmm.
So that makes me like her more.
Yeah, for sure. Leftists are right once a day. It's okay.
It's not that bad. Her economic policy sucks, but like the rest of her stuff is great. I mean,
well, but that's part of the false dichotomy that we're given, though, right? Is that like you have to have like this, like, oh well, they're the only person who does this. And it's like, yeah, but they also murder babies.
And it's all of them.
They also bomb, people out of their homes. So like, God damn it.
Yeah.
Do we have any good choices? Oh yeah, we destroy them before they even get out.
And speaking of, we didn't talk about the Breonna Taylor settlement.
Oh yeah,
God,
I did want to get on that, man.
Okay.
Do we have time to do that? Because I think we should. It's pretty fucking important.
The answer is yes, but we're gonna make
this is a great after show thing. Yes.
Yep.
Okay.
Come on over.
Sweet, and I can go get another drink.
Right.
There you go. Yeah, go get another drink. We're gonna wrap up this episode, and you'll have to tune in for the after hour.
Right.
Hear the rest of this, people. So Marcus,
Don't get that juicy stuff.
wrap us
Don't
up,
stop
and then we'll let Desarae go get her drink.
Yep. So thank you for joining us for Aquarian Anarchy. And for those of you that are listening to this very shortly, we will have a paid subscriptions site where you will be able to go after and hear the story that Desarae is about to tell you. And hear.
And Marcus is going to get a fans only. Sorry.
Only fans.
Yeah.
Only fans. Yeah. Sorry.
Oh, dude.
We're gonna help set that up.
I'm
Gotta happen,
totally.
Nicco. It's gotta happen.
Bro, I'm gonna buy you a backdrop just for that, Marcus.
Right.
And then I'll buy the mirror for the ceiling.
Go to the store, get yourself all kinds of shit, including the face diaper. Everybody needs a face diaper. We literally have an Aquarian Anarchy.
And the coming soon Marcus's face panties.
Right, my face panties.
With a cork in the back, right?
Which would be like a boxer
Optional.
short. So, but please like, share, comment. This one has been very fun. I appreciate Desarae coming on.
Thank you.
And all I got to say to y'all is stay free.
Hey, Chad, throw that peace sign for me.
Did. All right. Twice.
Appreciate you.